Hey, welcome, welcome. It's Brian Johnson. Welcome to tonight's training. We give everybody a few minutes to get in. Hope everyone having is a fantastic day. What's up, Aaron? Hope you had a good weekend. What's going on, Miss Dina? How are you? All right, let's get everything adjusted here so we're all in a loop. Okay, so what's keeping you from being amazing? What's up, Miss Teresa Brown? Did that link work for you? What's up? How are you? I like those little emojis. What's up, Ty Brown? Alright, so if this is your first time, go ahead and type a yes or a 1, whichever you prefer. Feeling really tired. What's up, Ty? How are you? What's going on, Jeff Loback? Yes. First time, welcome. I'm thankful for you to come by and hang out. So here's the deal with me. I promise you I'll be Brian and you just show up and be yourself. Nothing's off limits. So I'll actually take questions from everyone up front, and then I'll talk about some of the stuff that I already had set up to talk about and to discuss you with. Good evening. I appreciate all of you for sure taking time out of your busy days to invest it with me, and I never take that lightly. I always do my best and show up to make sure that I provide amazing value and amazing content for you. If you don't mind, I would love it if you would please share it with your friends, with your family, with your followers, and perhaps there's some ways that we can change some lives. What's going on? So, which of you just joined? I can't read all of those little letters, but welcome. I'm happy for you to be here. So if you're catching the replay, tonight's going to be all on nutrition. We are going to talk about a lot of different things on nutrition, and like I said, nothing is off limits. We'll be sure to answer as many questions as we can to make sure that you have some value for tonight. And we'll be done at 8:30 or sooner. I don't like to take an hour. It's a long time. I like to keep it short, precise, and to the point. I drink a lot of water, so I encourage you to do the same thing. So let's get going. So for those of you who don't know, my name is Brian Johnson. I'm currently 38 years old. Rue is the name. Awesome, Rue. Well, thank you for stopping by. I'm grateful for you to be here. So I'm 38 years young. I have been in the health and wellness field for 31 years. I know it's crazy. Welcome, movers. I started doing this stuff when I was 7 with my dad, started working out in the garage, and this is what I've devoted my whole life to. That's where a lot of my schooling and my background and my education is in different various methods of holistic health and wellness, from disease reversal to body language, like understanding what itches and scratches mean and understanding what foods reverse certain symptoms and why kiwis reverse asthma, and getting into emotional transformation work for people who've had emotional trauma. I get to serve high-level professional speakers, high-level entrepreneurs, moms and dads, people with diseases. I'm really a peak performance coach to the best of the best, and hasn't always been that way. I've just been really blessed to be really good at what I do and find a route niche of people that I get to serve. And this is one of the vehicles that I really love to share information with you so that you can take what I have and what's common to me and you can use it in your own life. And that's why I do these trainings, specifically to support you and provide value for you. So is there any questions you would like to put on deck now? That way I can think about those while we're going through, because ultimately tonight is all about you. It's not about me. It's about you and me being able to provide some value for you, and whatever that looks like. So if there's any questions, you can go ahead and post them. If not, I'm just going to keep on talking. And Pete Miles, what's up, brother? So while your questions are kind of trickling, and if you have any, like I said, if you feel called, please share it. I would be grateful if you did. That's one of the best ways you could thank me so that we can help more people. My goal and mission is to serve 200 million people, which is quite a chunk. And I know it's possible. Next week, actually Monday, I fly out to Arizona to help create a personal training curriculum certification with one of my buddies. So I'll probably be doing some Periscopes live from Arizona with him. He's got 5 million followers in the fitness niche, so quite a few. But we're going to go out there and create some awesome stuff. So without further ado, let's go ahead and begin. If you caught my Facebook post, I'm basically just reading off of my post of some questions that I get asked very frequently. And here's the deal. You know, I've got over 80,000 invested in this stuff. I've worked with over 40,000 people. And guess what? This I assure you, not one of us is the same. So what works for me may not work for you. What works for me may work for me. Some of it may, some of it may not. So here's what I always encourage you to do. No matter what your goal is, if your goal is to put on muscle tissue, if your goal is to drop body fat, if your goal is to lose weight, if your goal is to do a 5K marathon, whatever your goal is, making sure that you have a consistent way to measure your data, meaning measure your body fat, measure your weight, measure your measurements, measure your timed runs. Whatever your goal is, figuring out a strategic way to measure your success on a weekly basis is going to be absolutely crucial for your success. Speak to myself included, because I've been 250 pounds 3 times. I've been suicidal. I have a negative mindset. I want to change it. Okay? Can this be part of a diet? Some of it, but mainly it's going to be your mindset. So your nutrition will play a role, and we'll address that too. So, you know, I've been through some pretty crazy struggles in my time. Heavy mass amounts of drugs in my past. I've invested 7 months of my life in jail 10 years ago. So, lump in throat near tonsils, possibly. We'll talk about that, Rue. And I just assure you that if I can make it out of this and be successful and to thrive, you can too. And I'm going to share with you exactly what I did. So let's talk about a few things. So far we've got a few questions on deck. We've got some mindset stuff, and we've got a lump in your throat. So first thing to consider, we have lymph nodes that are in our throat, okay? If you are having drainage issues, if you're constantly sick, if your tonsils are inflamed, if your immune system is challenged, your lymph nodes are going to swell. The key to this, there's a few things. The first one is going to be the emotional component, which is also going to tie into the negative mindset. In my opinion, this is what I found. I find that, can we all agree that we are spiritual creatures living a physical experience? If you agree with that, just say yes. And let's see where everyone's at, or where you are. This is an important question. I have a feeling all of you will. Okay. Do you recommend antidepressants? No. Who's that, Derek J. Love? Hey, what's up, brother? No, it's not Derek. Jets. I recognize your face. It's not Derek, though. I'll remember in a second. No, I don't recommend appetite suppressants. It really just depends on what you're trying to do. So let's talk about this for a second. Mindset's going to be a huge deal. And with all of us agreeing to the fact that we're spiritual creatures living a physical experience, I invite you to consider this. We break down emotionally or energetically before we do physically. I'll say it again. This is one of those things where it's good to be open-minded. I personally believe that we break down emotionally, spiritually, and energetically, which are all going to be in that triad. We break down there first before it shows up in our physical body as a symptom. For example, if we're having throat issues and we're having lymph node issues, which is our lymph system is also our spleen, is part of that system, is also representative of the belief system of I can't, it's too hard. Okay? There are a lot of people on the planet that have the mindset of I can't, it's too hard. Not wrong. It's just feedback. If you notice that you are immune system challenged, if you constantly have nasal drip, if you have lymphatic issues, I invite you to consider paying attention to see if you have the mindset of I can't, this is hard, this is too difficult. Have you ever heard me say the saying, I choose to make this fun and easy? If you've heard me say the saying, I choose to make this fun and easy, type a yes. So for all of you that are physically tired, here's the first thing I would invite you to do. Connect with me on Facebook. Send me a message. Let's have a conversation, because there are things that I can share with you, and we'll probably even talk about tonight, to help you get back on your feet. From now on, instead of saying I'm physically tired, say I'm well rested, energetic, and enthusiastic about my day. Because the more you say something, the more you're going to create the exact state that you are verbalizing out of your mouth. Using the statement, I choose to make this fun and easy, will make a massive difference on how you feel emotionally. If you don't have a waking thought, I encourage you to get one. If you're not doing affirmations, I'll share all mine with you. Affirmations are life changers. Ultimately, your life is going to be indicative of the things that you tell yourself. The quality of your life is going to be indicative of what those things are that you are consistently saying. The people that you are around that are consistently saying things is also going to have an impact on you. Not wrong, just feedback. If you look around your life and you look at the people, the places, the circumstances, the events, and the situations that are showing up, and if you are not happy with them and they are not creating joy and enthusiasm in your life, I invite you to make a choice and change it so that that can show up for you. I'm not saying you got to ditch all your friends and your family. You may just invest less quality time with them and find some other people that are going to challenge you in a positive way to bring those characteristics out in you. Law of proximity, very important. And I'll be honest with you, when I was doing things I shouldn't have been done, I would always run into the people that were doing things they shouldn't have been doing too. Now when I go anywhere, I run into amazing people consistently on a day-to-day basis that are at the top of their game. I'm like, man, it is amazing how you attract where you're vibrating at emotionally. So if you look around and you see things that are going on that you don't like, guess what? The beauty of this is you can change it immediately. You are the total captain of your ship. How empowering is that? And some people think that's kind of scary. It's okay. Okay? So we got a lymph node question, okay? Did that offer any value? Bad morals, corrupt good intentions. Yes. Did that talk, or did the information that I just shared with you on lymph nodes and tonsils and immune system challenges, what's up, Tech Ninja? Did that information help you out any? Did it provide any insight for you with the statement that you had and how I answered your question? Yes or no? Yes, completely. Awesome. Perfect, Rue. Like I said, if you're new to this, connect with me on Facebook. Send me a message. What's up, Scorpio? And I would be glad to share more value with you. And the best way to connect with me is go to thinkgreatloseweight.com, and you can get on our email list where we'll send you amazing videos and stuff all the time so you can stay connected with us. And you can definitely connect with me on Facebook. That's probably the easiest one. Send me a Facebook message. All right, so we had negative mindset. So let's talk about that. The biggest thing that will help you with a negative mindset is changing what you say. You'll find we are huge word people, like wanting versus choosing. I need and I require. Let's just play a little game, okay? So if I say I need to do this, I need to do that, and I need to do this, automatically I feel constricted. Say it out loud right now. Say I need to do this. I need to wash my car. I need to clean my closet. I need to take the clothes out of my clothes, or whatever it is, all right? So now, if you should drop the word need and instead use the word I require, you automatically are going to feel more empowered. Because a need, think about this, our subconscious is constantly functioning. Our conscious mind is such a small piece of that puzzle. If we say I am constantly needing something, our subconscious takes that as 100% literal. And our subconscious is like a 3-year-old. Okay? If I need to do something, a need to a 3-year-old is what? What do you think a need to a 3-year-old is? Give me some ideas of what you're thinking. Let's see where we're at as a team. A need to a 3-year-old is what? Cookies. Maybe. Need attention. That's true. What can they not live without? What can a 3-year-old not live without? Instant gratification. That too. But you're thinking, y'all are still on the surface level. Now you're talking. Necessity, oxygen, water. Perfect. Thanks, Turl. So check it out. So if our constant love to, for sure, good Pete. So if we're constantly saying, I need to do this and I need to do that, when you think need, a need to a 3-year-old is air, water, food, consciousness, and love. Your subconscious thinks the same way. So when I need to do this, and I need to do that, and I need to this, I'm automatically creating more internal stress just by what is coming out of my mouth. The fastest way for you to change your life, to change the way that you feel, to change the people you get to hang out with, to show the money that, to change the money that shows up in your bank account, to change your connection with God, your creator, and yourself and your relationships, is to change what you say. It's the easiest, most difficult thing you'll ever do, because you're going to sound really weird. What's up, Kathleen? You're going to sound really weird at first, and I invite you to push through the weirdness. People are going to look at you weird. Who cares? If it works, awesome. Let's go, Miss Lori Solis. Welcome, young ladies. Haven't seen your little faces in a while. It's good to see you. So I can tell you that what's up, Chris Amaro? When I would go to some of my classes and I would learn a lot of new stuff, and I would come back and be using new words that were completely odd for me. What's up, brother? I would find myself feeling really weird, and my family would feel really weird right along with me. And guess what? I still push through it to where now they use these words. Because ultimately what they found is that their subconscious feels more empowered and they feel better. I have a trick question for all of you on this. What does every person on the planet want to feel? Or what does every person on the planet desire to feel? Don't think too hard. Yeah, you heard me do it before, Lori. Every person on the planet just desires to feel better, just like Lori said. Now think about it. Every person on the planet just desires to feel better. Every person wants to feel better. Every time I feel great, I just want to feel better. How can I feel better? So what that does is ultimately by your words, scripturally speaking, not religious speaking, scripturally speaking, by our words we are justified and by our words we are condemned. So when you find you're saying, I need something, you're automatically going to feel constricted. So using things that work for you is very important. If all oh, awesome. That's good, Ty Brown. So does that make sense? And what we were talking about is mindset and how our words will dictate where our mind goes. Because words you say create thoughts in your brain that create habits, that create behaviors, that create actions, that create outcomes. I'll say it again. Words create thoughts, create behaviors, create actions, create habits, create outcomes. Very important. So easy to do and so difficult to do because of the fear of what people are going to think about you. Here's a very important affirmation I use often, and you're more than welcome to use it for yourself. Here it is. You got your pens out? I release myself from all fear of disapproval and need of approval. I'll say it again. I release myself from all need of approval and fear of disapproval. One more time. I release myself from all need of approval and fear of disapproval. This is a big one. And this is a big one even for me as a person who is a high-level consciousness human being who understands when my mind is playing tricks on me and when I'm showing up half of what I can. And when I'm saying something or I find myself not doing something because I've automatically filtered what I'm going to feel like or what such and such is going to think or what is that person going to think about me? I should turn my music down, or maybe I should not be on my phone so loud. All of these things, none of it's wrong. It's giving me feedback to let me know that I am operating under the fear of judgment of what someone else is going to think about that. And being mindful of someone else's feelings is one thing, but not doing what you're supposed to do because of the fear of what someone else is thinking is not the way that it's supposed to be. When you notice that, and you notice that contraction, you notice that tightness in your stomach, which is fear, and you notice that tightness in your chest, which is sorrow, you immediately say out loud until you drill it down, I release myself from all need of approval and fear of disapproval. And watch your body open up. Watch your breath go. Like you take a breath down into your stomach. That's perfect. That's God breathing you. Like there's been times when I'm doing emotional work, even with clients, that there will be like a mouthful of air that just shoved down your face and you go into your stomach. That's literally spirit breathing you. That is amazing feeling when that happens. I've had that happen a lot when I'm self-coaching myself or when my coaches are coaching me and I'm going through some emotional stuff and they're helping me to break through it. Pretty amazing experience. Okay, so far we got on mindset. So far we got a little bit on lymph nodes. And now we're going to get into some of these questions, all right? I have a few things written down, and I want to go through some of these things, and we've got 10 minutes I'm going to invest off of what we already talked about. So there's a lot of questions I have written down. You may have heard some of these. I'm going to read them out loud. Yeah, all of our digital products, bud. Go to our website. We've got a ton of stuff. Started a new job in October, and it's really hard to gain approval. That helped a lot. Perfect. You don't need approval. God already approves you. Approve yourself, and then other people will follow. That's the key. If you want something done, do it internally first, and it shows up externally. So Pete, pay attention to that. Anybody who is seeking approval or looking for other approval outside, approve of yourself first. Like I am perfect, whole, and complete, or I am already loved and validated is a great one. Using I am already loved and validated will automatically help you to center, and then everybody else will show up according to representing what you already did internally. The outer world is just a hologram of what is going on internally. Okay? So how many have you heard, what's going on, Vicky75? How many of you have heard any of these statements? Like, should I eat past 6 o'clock? Should I be eating fats? Should I be eating carbs? How many meals should I be eating? Should I be eating fruit? What kinds of fruit? Is fruit going to make me fat? Yes. If you send me a message on Facebook Messenger, I'll tell you what, do this. Go to our website, thinkgreatloseweight.com. And when you enter your email address on there, just send me a message to my email and I will gladly send you my affirmations. Heard it all. So, I know you did, Terrell. Should I be drinking bulletproof coffee? Should I have fats or carbs for breakfast? And should I really trust my doctor with my health advice? Like, I hear these all the time. And if you're in the health field, then these are probably questions you're very familiar with. And here's the deal. All of those can be completely fine. It's going to boil down to what your goal is. You have my info. I have lots of info. Refresh my memory. I don't know specifically which one it is. Send me a message or something. Yeah, not to take it personal, as there's a lot of people I deal with. Just send me something so I have something to know by, to go by to send it to you. What's going on, Amanda Jean, Anitra? So here's the deal. Your goal is going to be your number one decipher of what's going to work for you or not. So if you want to have bulletproof with coffee in the morning, have bulletproof coffee in the morning. Measure your results according to your goal in 5 to 7 days and see what happens. If nothing happens, or if your goal goes the other way, then perhaps you should start making some adjustments. Now, let's talk about fruit for a second. If you're diabetic, you should not be doing fruits. If you're trying to drop body fat, fruits probably aren't going to be your best idea. Reason being is because anytime you have sugar present, your body's going to use the sugar before it's going to use fat for fuel. This is one of the main reasons why ketosis works really well if you do it correctly. And when you're doing ketosis or ketogenic diets, which means you're eating fats and proteins for fuel, when you have carbohydrates or fruits specifically, you're going to throw your body out of ketosis because sugar is present. When you have sugar in your body is always going to eat the sugar first before it eats the fat because it's easier to break down. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense to everyone. And then we'll cruise through a little bit more. What if your fruit is consumed pre-workout? You'll probably use the sugars. More than likely just because of the heart rates in the areas that you're working. So does any of you have any specific questions that you would love some feedback on? And I don't know everything. I know a lot of things. I may not know the answer to your question. And if I don't, I'll tell you that I don't, and we'll figure it out. Here's something that I would encourage you to think about. I find, and I'm sure a lot of you are health professionals on the call, that there's a lot of foul advice is probably the proper way to do it. Foul advice from medical professionals. Not all of them. There are some good ones. I'm not going to say there's not. There's definitely some bad ones too. When I say bad, like, to kind of give you an idea, statistically speaking, left hand hurts my hubby. Your hubby's left hand hurts? Say that in the way you would like for me to read it so I know what you're talking about. Less than 6% potatoes, good or bad? Sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are good. Potatoes are not good. Not unless you're doing activity and you're already in shape and you don't care about the sugar dump. But sweet potatoes is a much better nutrient profile. I did a video on that today. Derek, can you live in ketosis indefinitely? If no, then what's the proper way to phase out? Great question. You know, in my own personal experience, I don't feel great in long periods of time in ketosis. I feel better when I have a refeed of carbohydrates like every 3 or 4 days. And even on so my diet right now is mainly fats and proteins, and I still have 80 to 100 grams of carbohydrates a day, and I'm still in ketosis a lot of the time because my body burns through those carbs. Really, the key would be, let's connect and actually detail some stuff out for you and figure out exactly what you're trying to do, and I can give you some better feedback. I'm going to tell you is that it's all about balance. It's about balance. Too much of anything is too much of anything. You have carbohydrates on the planet for a reason. You have fats on the planet for a reason. You have proteins on the planet for a reason. You have vegetables on the planet for a reason. It's finding the magic combination that works for you. And I'll tell you this much. I've been 250 3 different times, and I can tell you that every time I got out of shape, it was a completely different combination of foods and a completely different combination of pairing these foods that helped me to get back in shape. And coming from the fitness world, meaning understanding how to get down into being on a stage and winning competitions, is a different way of looking at things. And I have a feeling that, or just know that fitness people have great ideas and minds around taking nutrients like proteins, carbs, and fats and designing them into something that fits your lifestyle to help you to hit your goal and to still feel good and still feel successful and to still feel great mentally. The key is finding that balance and being open-minded to feedback and being open-minded to change when things aren't working. Because, like I said, my body has consistently changed. The only thing that has been consistent with my body is consistent change. What is Keto Creme product been selling online? Have you heard of this? Keto Creme? I have not, but I have used, you're talking about, I've used Prove It. That's a ketogenic product. I like it. There's a lot of stuff coming out on, there's a lot of stuff coming out on, hey, it's Anitra and Derek. I thought you recognized the husband and wife from Presentation Power. There are a lot of different ketogenic products that are coming out. Derek and Anitra, that's right. There are a lot of different products coming out on ketosis because it's a very hot item right now. That's the whole deal with good butters. The one I had, Prove It, is actually pretty decent, but there are some ones that aren't very good. The only reason I say that Prove It worked well is because I've actually used it and monitored my stuff, and I was able to stay in ketosis a pretty good amount of time. Well, as always, people are definitely going to abuse it because here's the deal. There is no fast way to get in shape. So one thing I encourage you to do today, if you do anything, is to give yourself permission to relax and enjoy the journey in your health and wellness. I got into my best shape ever when I gave myself 6 months to do it. And I just walked down into great shape. I had some pizza. I had some cupcakes. And when I had some pizza, I didn't ever tell myself that I could not have it. The first mistake you'll ever make is to tell yourself you can't have something, and then just like a kid, you're going to sabotage yourself. So I never tell myself I can't have something. I just say if I want something, okay, I'll just have a couple of bites and enjoy it. And when I did that, that's when I was able to get into my best shape. Now here's the deal. Unless you're monitoring your results, like checking your body fat weekly, there's a lot of ways you can do that at home. Like here, I'll show you. Hold on. I've got a couple of ways that I can do it myself. I use this on occasions. It's a body fat gun. I love pizza too. I just had one. And I also I ordered a gadget called a Sculpt pizza. Or a Sculpt pizza. A Sculpt device. A Sculpt device. They're advertising them right now on Facebook. It's a Tony Horton deal. And one of my buddies is a data geek. And he has been using it and he's been saying he's been getting pretty consistent feedback on it. So the Sculpt gadget is a thing that you can put on your body in different spots, and it's going to measure your body fat, which is great because then I don't have to have somebody doing it for me, which means I can take my information anytime and look at my nutrition program and make any tweaks or adjustments off of it. To me, that is extremely valuable. Because I also have a $3,000 gadget in my car that I measure some of my clients with here in Austin. And the problem is it's on bioimpedance or electrical impedance, which means that it uses electricity. And if you are dehydrated, which means if you have lower carbohydrates and you're dieting, yes ma'am, Anitra, and you're dieting, you are losing water out of your body. That's right, Taro, because of the carbohydrates. And what happens is if you measure yourself on like your 4th day of depleting, it's an emotional kick in the satchel because your body counts all that weight as a muscle loss and a body fat increase. And you want to talk about an emotional jack to your face. Not a very good tool to use to keep your emotional stability about you when you're doing nutritional, when you're dieting for anything or just looking to get in better shape. Having a tool that you can trust is very important. And having something that gives you accurate feedback within a few variances, like sometimes you're going to get a 2 to 3% variance, but I can tell you that I can go from a 4 to a 6% variance on my electrical impedance $3,000 machine, 4 to 6% in one day if I was really dehydrated. The machine or the little thing is called Sculpt, Chris, Skulpt. Look it up. I paid $99. They're about $149. But it measures your muscle quality and everything, so it's pretty cool. And it's a little handheld gadget. It links up to your phone. Yeah, I hear the Dex is amazing. I haven't seen one of those yet. I have done hydrostatic weighing. Great investment. Because ultimately, like I said, if you can measure yourself and not be dependent upon someone else giving you feedback, your ability to make adjustments is so much faster. That's been one of the downfalls for me because sometimes it may be 14 days before I get measured, and by that time I get frustrated. Yeah, nice. The DEXA scan is probably one of the closest things right up there with hydrostatic weighing outside of autopsy and cutting all your fat off. That's happened. I have an Omron and oh yeah, for sure. Not a great tool, especially when you're working with people who are 300 pounds. Man, not very cool. And I actually had one of my clients over here yesterday that was 300 pounds, or 270. And I've been using the $3,000 machine, and it's been difficult because he's really active. He plays basketball and stuff, and his body fat and stuff's all over the place, and I'm doing high-lows with him, and man, it messed me up. I'm like, dude, I'm kind of confused on what needs to happen right now, so I started pinching him again and just using a trend of that data to make decisions off of, and it really allowed me to relax and understand, okay, you're on the right track. Just get off the bioimpedance because that's not treating me very well at all. So does anyone have any questions so far on what we discussed? Because we kind of got off into a few topics. That's why I said sometimes I never know what's going to happen. But obviously it was of value because my husband's left hand cramps up a lot. Not being able to receive what you're handling. It's either female oriented or emotional oriented. What sounds best for you? Or what do you think resonates with him? Female figure, potentially. Potentially. Me. I give myself permission to handle. I give myself permission. Let's see how we can word this, Lori, and here's what you can tell him. I give myself permission to handle things with my wife with ease. I give myself permission to handle things with Lori with ease. Try that. See what works. So does anyone have any questions? And we're a little over time right now. And my right side oblique is really bothering me. Even when I squeeze, it constricts really bad. Interesting. Did you pull a rib or something? Or did you do anything to hurt it? Or does it just show up? It stops for some time and then it comes back. He said it feels better. Perfect. Problem solved. It stops for some time and then it comes back. So, hey, pay attention, Ty Brown, with this. Pay attention to what you are thinking about when it comes back. Just a compliment about self-validation first before external. Father has prostate enlargement. Load up your zinc. Start eating paste, tomato paste. Get some saw palmetto. Start eating pumpkin seeds. Start eating oysters and start eating watermelon. All of those are high in lycopene. I would even get some red maca root. It's very high in zinc, specifically the red. And that will help with prostate enlargement and it will start to shrink that stuff down. Don't let the doctors tell you that you have to get prostate surgery. That's what they did to my dad. I just didn't have the right combination down with my dad yet because I just learned about all this stuff. Or I hadn't even learned about it yet. So here we go, let's review. So prostate people, this was men specifically. Saw palmetto, watermelon, because of the lycopene. Tomato paste, specifically because it breaks the lycopene down. Pumpkin seeds is your second highest source of zinc. And prostate, anytime you're talking prostate enlargement, it's the zinc that is very helpful and the lycopene, which is specifically high in tomatoes, especially in tomato paste. And watermelon. Using oysters, using pumpkin seeds, using saw palmetto, and also using some red maca root because of the high levels of zinc. All right, anybody else have any other questions before we call it a night? Sinus headache, allergies year-round. Sinus headache, does it hurt right here, Anitra, or does it hurt on your temples? Which one do you notice? Yeah, I may have something really funny for you. I'm one of the men, and you are the other one, amongst the other ones on our call. We are all the men. I'm waiting for Anitra to come back and tell me which area of her head and see if we can solve her headache before we call it a night. Middle, like right where I had my hands, like right here. Forehead, low, oh, look at Terrell. Got it down. So, hey, here's what you're going to do, Anitra. Check it out. Take your left toe. Aren't we having fun? Watch this, okay? Take your left toe on your big foot and squeeze it like this. I know it sounds crazy. Just trust me. And I know you do. See if it goes away. Did it go away? What's your website again for your stuff? thinkgreatloseweight.com. Did it go away? I have a feeling it did. I don't think we would have got a wow if it didn't. Honestly, that's some of the craziest Cracker Jack box information that I got from one of my chiropractic guys that taught me how to reverse my dyslexia. I use that information so much because it works so well. So let's just go through it, okay? I'm going to share all this with you. And Terrell, go back and watch the replay and memorize this. Commit this to memory. I'm going to tell you right now, Okay, how about an eye socket pain from allergies? Which eye, left or right? You're welcome, Anitra. So we'll talk about it. Right eye. It sounds like eye socket from allergies. Squeeze your left toe just like we did with Anitra and see if it goes away. But also it could be male figure issues or judgment or... try that first and we'll have the second discussion. And then I'm going to get into showing you what I'm talking about. How you can use your fingers and toes to turn off headaches in areas of your head. Great information. I use that probably more than anything. I've solved so many headaches just with that information. It's crazy. People think, oh my God, I'm like, that's nuts, right? Tarot, so all it is, and for those of you that are wondering, all it is it's acupressure. Every acupuncture system ends on a finger or a toe that you can use acupressure with. Wherever the headache or the discomfort shows up on your body, on your head, is also representative of a different acupuncture system. For example, if you have a headache and it's on the top of your head, that's your hormones. That's your hormone finger. I'm not flipping you the bird. This is your God-given strengths and body language. This is your hormone finger. Funny how it's also the bird, right? So if you have a headache here, that means your sexual hormones are malfunctioning. You would take your finger and you would squeeze it on the sides of the nail, just like that. Done. Vicky, did your headache go away? You want to just flip us off? No, I'd just flip you off if I wanted to do that. It's probably male issues. Okay. So I give myself permission to see my male partner with love. Or I give myself permission to forgive whatever male partner that is. Probiotics in a fasted state in the morning. You're very welcome, Vicky. Let me know how it works out for you. And if not, then we'll go to step 2. Probiotics in a fasted state. I don't think you have to be in a fasted state. If you're going to do your probiotics, you're welcome. Just make sure you do them on an empty stomach or before you have your meal so they can get down in your intestinal tract. Before you start accruing all of that hydrochloric acid in your stomach, it's going to start breaking down the coats of the, unless it's like a Good Belly, which has got a LP299V, which specifically makes it through your stomach acids into your tract without being affected, then you have that. So let's review this real fast and then we'll quit for the night. All right, so top of your head, that's your hormones. If someone has a headache on the top of their head, remember hormones. That's your bird. You squeeze it. Okay? If someone has a headache here, this is stomach. Okay? Stomach is your left big toe. Going to go to sleep and squeeze me. There you go. It's going to work. Squeeze your left big toe when you have a headache right here. Now, blood sugar is also in this area. So sinuses are the temples. That's your left toe. Anytime you have sinus issues, that is your stomach meridian. When you have a headache here, like Terrell said, that can also be blood sugar. Blood sugar is this finger. And it doesn't matter what side it's on. Either one. Same way with this one. You can squeeze either one of them. It's going to fix the top of your head. If you have a headband, it's called the Indian headband. That is your blood pressure. That is the kidney. Kidney meridian is on the bottom of your right foot. Here. I need to be more flexible. Bottom of your right foot, right there. Bam, right in the middle. That's your kidney point. So if you have a headache that goes around like a headband, squish that part of your foot, turns back on. Hey, I have a Jedi trick for you. Are you ready? So you have a hormone reset button on both of your feet. Check it out. So everyone take your foot. We're doing a little show and tell. Let's see if I can adjust this. Okay. So everyone take your foot and put it wherever you want to put it at, but just put it in front of you where you can see it. Take your ring finger, put it right on the malleoli or the bone on your ankle. What about the ram horn headache? That sounds like a stomach or a blood sugar. So here's what you do. You put your ring finger, middle finger. What's up, squat? Take your index finger, put it up next. Now, right behind this bone, the tib bone, if you push in there, it's probably going to be a little hurt. That is a reset button for your hormones. So ladies with menopause and having cramps and things like that, men, to reset your testosterone levels, you can push that button in there and it's going to be kind of painful. But what that does is reset your hormones. So if ladies are having menstrual issues and it's kind of being a little bit of a pain, you can use that to kind of reset yourself. So, all right. Whoa. Yeah, did it hurt? Interesting stuff, eh? I need to show y'all how to reverse dyslexia and see if any of y'all are dyslexic. I have found literally that about 70% of people are dyslexic. And when I say dyslexic, like, I didn't know until I was 33. Like, the only book that I read in high school was The Shining. That's because I was interested in it. I didn't like reading a lot of stuff, wasn't really into it. I really didn't start reading books until I got out of college. So I have a question for you. Would y'all like for me to show you how to identify if you have dyslexia and show you how to reverse it? Temporarily, you can't reverse it like for good, but you can we are thriving it, Terrell. We're not killing it. We're turning the world on its feet. Come on, bro. Yeah. Yes. Welcome, Julie. Dina. All right, so check it out. So I'm going to show you exactly what I do to determine whether I have dyslexia. All right, so here's the part where I invite you to have an open mind, because I'm going to show you something that's probably going to be out of most of your boxes, and that's completely fine. You know I love you. Y'all have followed me probably for quite some time. We've all been connected, so just trust me. I have your best interests at heart, and this is why I'm going to share this with you, because I can tell you this much. I've gone into my daughter's school, and my daughter has dyslexia, and I can tell when she's switched, and I tell her to check herself. She checks herself, and she's off, and I show her how to reverse it, and she can reverse it in the grocery store without anybody knowing what she's doing, which is kind of crazy. All right, so check it out. Let me see if I can, let me get my little gadget set up here so you can get a full view. Bear with me for a moment, because I got to get it to where you can stand and see. All right, I think we're good. Okay, so check it out. Okay, can everyone hear me okay from here if I talk like this? Can you hear me? Just say yes. And I'm going to show you. We all good? Dun, 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 dun. Yes. Okay, so here we go. So check it out. So this is the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to show you verbally, so you understand what I do internally when some of you may be around me and I'm switched, and I'll switch it back. Switch just means that I am functioning not efficiently, which means that I am backwards. I'm getting numbers and letters backwards, and I'm not functioning efficiently. All right, so check it out. So here it goes. So I'm going to tell you verbally. So I'll stand here just like this, and I'll say, watch my body. I do this internally. I'm going to do it verbally so you can hear me. I'll stand right here and I'll say, all right, show me a yes. And my body will go forward. Okay, now, I'm not going to say anything. And my body goes forward because I'm saying it internally. Now watch. I'm going to take you through the sequence, and I'm going to reverse myself so that my yes goes backwards. And then I'm going to switch myself back the other way. Right now I'm functioning appropriately. And I always check myself before I start doing talks, before I go on stage, before I do videos, so to make sure that I'm on point, okay? What I'm about to show you, you may be switched. I bet you half of you are, and I'm going to show you how to fix it, okay? Christmas present. It's early. This specific tool right here changed my life massively, okay? Now check it out. I'm going to switch it. So here's the sequence. Put your hand on your belly button. You don't have to do it right now, but just I'm taking you through the whole sequence. And I'm going to reverse myself. So I have one hand on my belly button. My other hand goes in between these two rib spots on my collarbone, right there. Collarbone, rib spots, and the fleshy spot, okay? 3 or 4 seconds. Next two fingers go on my mouth, on my lip. I'll move them for a second. I take my index finger. This is the funny one, all right? And I got a funny story for you, too. My index finger. goes right on my coccyx bone. Not in my butt. On my coccyx bone. Okay? Now watch. I totally just went backwards. Watch this. Show me a yes. I'm going to do it again. Watch. Show me a yes. Right now I'm switched. I can totally feel it as soon as it switched. Now what this means is, right now I'm alive. I'm not going to die. This just means that when I'm processing information, I'm reading things, I'm looking at numbers, I will get them backwards and my brain is not functioning and processing information as efficiently as it could. Here's the deal. Most human beings have emotional situations, have really bad foods, are drinking cokes, or around electromagnetic frequencies. If you were to see the back of my cell phone right now, I have a gadget on the back of it that sticks to the back of my phone that takes all the electromagnetic frequencies off of it and it channels them into one harmonious energy signature so that it jives with the electrical frequency in my body. We are constantly... yes, you can do that too. We are constantly being bombarded by electromagnetic frequencies, and this can also switch you out of whack. Now, I'm going to switch myself back. Ready? Here we go. This is what it looks like. It doesn't matter which hand, you can switch it. So this time we'll do it with this one, okay? Left hand over my belly button. Fingers. All right, so now I'm in there. 2, 1, 2, finger on my coccyx bone. Right there. Now watch. Show me a yes. All right, I'm back in action. Now, here's your deal. Was that helpful? What's up, Darren Q? Was that helpful to you? Now, here's the deal. Go back, put your phone beside you, stand up, and ask yourself, just stand there, and here, your body's going to do something, so don't freak out. Like, this is constantly going on. Your body language is constantly going on, all right? I'm showing you some of the craziest wisdom that I know right now that has come out in this phone call. This is life-changing stuff. All the stuff that we talk about in body language, like this is the stuff that's truly going on that most people are asleep to. Until now, I'm sharing it with you. Yes, you just validated a few things for me. Awesome. So how many of you, when you checked yourself, were switched? How many of you were switched? Like, how many of you were backwards? When you said, show me a yes, your body goes backwards. You're like, what the fuck is going on? Me? Perfect. Who else? I was. That's 2. Who else was? 3. Holy cow. Yes, you should be going forward, Ty Brown. So you were switched too? Did it work, Terrell? Bam. Crisscrossed. Derek. Everybody was on the call. That's like 100%. Unless there's some people who didn't actually show up and say anything. That's a lot. That's amazing. Like literally, ladies and gents, like I just shared with you a piece of information that will change your life. Here's the next step for you. I highly encourage you to put a reminder in your phone twice a day for you to check yourself, so you get into the habit of checking it. Yeah, awesome. Put a reminder in your phone so you condition yourself to check yourself until it's second nature. You're going to find today, tonight, tomorrow that you're going to function smoother. You're going to be less stressed because your nervous system is functioning more efficiently. You're going to read and retain information better. A lot of stuff. It's really weird. I just got a huge energy jolt out of that too right now. I feel like I just got hit with a light socket. Crazy. Now, as you start cleaning out negative emotional patterns, you start cleaning up your food, you start cleaning up the electrical sources that are around your head and around your body. Like, let me show you this too. I have one of these under my desk. It's a grounding mat that's plugged into the wall. So when I'm on my computer, I put my feet on it, and it processes and transfers all the electromagnetic frequencies into the earth. Very important. They have sheets that do that. A lot of stuff. So hey, we went way over. And was this information helpful for you? Did it make a difference for you today? Awesome. Awesome. Awesome and awesome. Now here's the deal. All of you, by being on my call, you have agreed to share this and to bless other people with it. That is your call. If you're desiring to take your information and your knowledge and your skill set to another level, I invite you to go to our website, thinkgreatloseweight.com, and invest in yourself and start watching some of our digital programs. They are amazing. We go through all this and a ton more. Like if you're really looking to take your life and your human experience and your human mastery to the highest level, get involved in our digital programs. Our body language program it's on another planet. Like I firmly believe that a lot of people aren't ready for what that actually means for them. And I have a feeling that a lot of people are getting to a position where they're going to start being more open-minded to it. Get into our emotional breakthrough, like start understanding what your words are and how they're inhibiting you and how they're showing up and sabotaging you. So yeah, however I can support you, I'm here. It's teamwork. I do these things for you. I enjoy them just as much as you do. Enjoy receiving the information. I enjoy giving it to you. So it's definitely a mutual value exchange, and I appreciate that. So that's all I have for tonight. Unless you ladies and gents have another question you would like for me to filter out real quick, I'll be happy to hang on for a few more minutes to support you. I'm always sharing your information with my friends. I love your information. Thank you, Miss Dina. Hey, you and I need to have a conversation. You have my cell phone number? You got a pen? 512. You have my cell phone number? Yes, you do? Perfect. Then let's set up a time to chat. I owe you a conversation. I'll be glad to connect with you. Anyone else have anything? Dun, 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 dun. What an awesome night tonight. We had a great night. We got some really amazing information. Like you literally have some major skill sets that a lot of people don't even know exist. Yeah. Do you have my number? Is that affirmative? Yes? Like your kids, please share this with your kids. Check your kids immediately because most of them are switched. What happens next is they say, oh, well, little Johnny's not able to stay paying attention in class. Okay, perfect. So we're going to give him some Ritalin and some Adderall. This happens all the time. I'm empowering you with the tool that you need to keep this from happening in your family. Share it. This is what is going on. This has been a real big stink. Share it with your kids. You can do it at the grocery store without people even knowing. And next week, remind me and I'll show you how to actually hold foods in your hand, and your body will tell you whether it likes it or not at that point. Anger problem, how to solve. Forgiveness. It's never about what's wrong. It's always about what's returning. Kid anger problems. You or yours? Which part? Reword your statement so I understand where you're at. My friend. Your friend is an older adult that has an issue with his child, or his child is a child that has anger issues? It's one thing I dislike about Periscope is it takes 20 minutes to have a 2-minute conversation sometimes. Greedy kid, selfish. Well, yeah. I think I know We have a 9-year-old. My friend's kid has anger issues. Love, man, is probably parental things that are going on that not heard, and unforgiveness. One of the things that I assure you is that as kids, part of their journey was diagnosed with an anger problem, thyroid. Explore unforgiveness somehow. Mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, something that maybe happened to them where they felt to be a victim. Explore that. Maybe they got picked on and didn't know how to express it. Doc wants to give him an SSRI. I'm not sure what that is, but it can't be a good thing. So, and I'll be glad to help you out if you require some support. I can tell you that as kids, even as adults, we can have a tendency to be selfish. And ultimately, serotonin uptake inhibitor. You can do more serotonin with chocolate, bro. Get some damn cacao. Raw cacao, and put that in there and see if that helps out with dopamine secretion. But as human beings, we can have a tendency to be selfish because that's our nature, and that's also a part of our journey. That's a part of what we get to break through and understand that doesn't provide the value and the quality of life. Early puberty and brittle bones from a 9-year-old. Doctor says more. Oh my gosh. Dairy is what's creating the freaking bone issues. Holy shit. Fucking doctors most of them are idiots. Excuse me. Dairy is acidic. Dairy creates more bone brittle issues. That's a jackass comment. Mayo Clinic, that's not, no. So here's the deal. There you go, Terrell. If you're looking for bone density, eat some cucumbers, eat some plums. Those are your top 2 highest source of silica. And if you really wanted to go higher than that, go to horsetail. Horsetail is the highest source of silica on the planet. That's what builds bones. How many cows do you see eating milk or drinking milk? They eat grass. Grass has silica in them. Teen weight obsessed. Yeah, there's a lot of conversations around that. There's so much stuff out there. I mean, I have a 9-year-old too. I would just encourage you to keep your kids active. Like, mine's in jiu-jitsu 3 or 4 days a week. Mine's in karate and dance 3 or 4 days a week. So we keep her little ass busy. And I promise you, it is a challenge having them eat good foods. Tums? Wow. So you want to take all the acids away out of your stomach so you can't digest your food. Man, that's the kind of guys you want to just punch in the face and kick them in the balls, for Christ's sake. That's mind-boggling to me. Ridiculous. All right, now you got me riled up. You paid $1,300 for that too? I love you and I apologize. Because that's really sad. Our medical system is that jacked up. Yeah, sometimes I have some choice words that come out, and I don't apologize for them. That's just me. I love you. I'm awesome. Cancel. You are awesome, and I'm awesome, and I am grateful that I worked for you. Yeah, my pleasure. Hey, if there's anything I can do to support you before that happens and you go waste your money, shoot me a message. I'll be glad to provide some value and give you some input. And if I have something to share with you in the form of a resource or some information, you have my commitment to provide the utmost care to you and the highest value possible that I'm aware of from me or my resources. So that's all I have. Anitra, let me know how your dyslexia reversal goes and how your headache should be fixed. That should eliminate your issues. When you're bored in Arizona, you should check out American Center for Biological Medicine. I won't be bored for sure. I'll be creating a lot of content, a lot of material. What is it? Give me a synopsis. Where did you order your sculpt from? I ordered it from Indie something. Google sculpt Anna. Hey, welcome. We're about to take off. Thank you for your time. Yes, my pleasure. Glad you got some good stuff out of it tonight. Merry Christmas. I would go online, Dina, and Google it. You're welcome, Lori. I give myself permission to receive what I'm handling with my wife. specifically. Yes, Indiegogo. There you go. I got mine for 99 bucks. Yes, you're welcome, young lady. Good luck with your child. No Tums. Don't drink any water or any liquid while you eat your food. That'll create indigestion. Because you go from digesting foods at a 2.5 acid solution, and then you put water or liquid on top of it, more than likely it's going to be a slightly alkaline unless you're drinking a soda, and it's going to degrade and deplete the acid solution in your stomach, which is going to impair your ability to digest your food. To re-CCC. You got me on that one, bro. All right, ladies and gents, I love you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing it with me. Thank you for investing it with me. And most importantly, investing it in yourself. Because you didn't come here for me. You came here to get answers for you. So you gave yourself permission to be successful by utilizing me as a medium and a vehicle to give you information to help you and support you on your journey. So I'm grateful that you allowed me to do so. So have an awesome night. I love you. Let me know if I can support you. You know how to get a hold of me. Bye-bye.